Hi, so in this video I'm going to show how to get set up to edit the skill and to work with the skill. And so I'm going to show you how to set up the LLM to do that. And so that's going to involve looking at this file called SKILL.md, which we talked about last time, and which I have a copy of up here, basically, and understanding how it works. So we're basically just going to set up an LLM to, the skill is already kind of written and set up for the most part. So we're not going to be writing it from scratch, but we will be kind of editing it and kind of working with it. But at first what I'm going to show you is just how to set up something called the skill tester. And this is the LLM in a mode where it's just testing the skill. Basically, when you say, I want to order some pizza, it recognizes that phrase and it knows it needs to call this skill. It calls it, and then it starts asking you, what do you want to order? Here's the menu, and kind of that kind of thing. So let's get it set up to kind of show that part. And first I'm going to put down this window right here. I'm going to make this full size. And I'm going to switch back and not use Quinn. You can use Quinn if you want to, but just for consistency's sake, where we started off, I'm going to switch back and use Haiku. So I'm going to go back to models and go back just so if you're following in Claude Code, you can use Haiku, and if you're following in OpenCode, you can use Haiku. So let's go back over here and go back to this Haiku 4.5. This does use my GitHub Copilot credits, but I have like 300 of them, and I'm not too worried. I'm going to use them all up. But at least this way, if you're watching this video sometime later and the Quinn 3.6 is no longer there, then you can switch back to Haiku and you'll see something very similar. Here, I'm just going to say, first I'm a / and I'm going to say new. That starts a new conversation. I'm going to start asking it some different questions and going to start off fresh. So I'm going to say /new like that. And now I'm back over here where I can start again. And so what I'm going to say is I will be editing the skill in this repo, which is in the folder. I always put this in, but then it seems to not remember. It's skill, yeah, kind of skill share. Yeah, it's in a folder called skill share. And then it's in the skills folder, and it's in a folder called order pizza. Okay, so that's where it is. It's in that folder, and I'll show you where that is in a minute. I want you to help me with that. So you will not be editing the file. You will just be testing it. Okay, so I have two roles that I want the LLM to play. I want it to be an editor where it's helping me to edit the skill file up here. So it's helping me improve it or add some features to it or something. But I also want it to be in a different role where it's just testing the skill. And so I'm going to put it in this testing role first. And then next time we'll come back and I'll show you how you actually edit with it. And it turns out you can do this with two versions of your agents, and so it's kind of a two-agent system, and it works really well. One of the agents is just the editor on the skill and helps you edit it, while the other one is just testing it, and this keeps them from getting confused. So right now, I'm going to have it look at this skill tester file down here, and that's going to be its role. So you will be testing it. Can you review your role in I'm going to give it that file, skill tester.md file. Can you read that and let me know. Okay, does it understand the skill tester role? Okay, so here it goes. So I've read the skill tester file. Here's the role. I read the skill file fresh each time. This is the skill file right here. It's this one that's over here. And so before it starts working as a tester, it reads that file, and then it runs through the complete scenario, kind of talking with the user, giving it the menu, stay in character. And what it doesn't do is it doesn't edit the skill file. That's either my job or I'm going to have a skill editor, which is another LLM. And then it carries over the knowledge and suggests improvements after a session, blah, blah, blah. Each session should start off by reading the current skill file. So if we're making changes to this skill over here, we're going to edit this file. And then each time I want the tester to rerun it in order to kind of work with it. So it says, I understand. I'm ready to help you test the skill. Whenever you want to start a fresh session, just let me know, and I'll read the current skill file and begin the ordering flow. Okay, so I'm just going to see if it will load that file and take me through it. So can we go ahead and start? I want to order a pizza. Okay. All right. So now it's reading the skill like I told it to. It's reading the skill, and here it is. So, okay, so let me start with the ordering session. Hi, I'm the order technician. What name should I put this order under? So I'm going to say Calvin W. And so it should just be executing the skill and doing what it says there. Awesome. Nice to meet you, Calvin. What would you like to order? Can I see the menu, please? Okay, so we're just going to walk through this scenario now and see where we go. So here's the menu. Looks like that. That's fine. Okay, notice how the eggplant pizzas are missing. I think that's on purpose because the skill doesn't have the eggplant pizzas. So that maybe is something we could edit, but I'm not going to be editing with this LLM. This LLM is only testing this scenario right now. So can I have, I'm just going to walk it through the steps. Can I have a large pizza and also mushrooms and peppers on it, and also large Coke, bottled water, and it looks like the sides are missing as well too. Large Coke and bottle water. Okay, let's see. So there's my order. Great choice. Just to confirm, which pizza do you want? Oh, large pizza. I want pepperoni. No, let's go do cheese. Don't want cheese. Forgot to tell it which kind. Okay, so here's the table. That's perfect. So there's a large cheese pizza with mushrooms, peppers, large bottle of water. Let me add that up for you. So it looks like it's done a pretty good job. Let's just test and see if I do quantity 2. Can I add another Coke to the order? Okay, can I add another Coke to the order? Good. So it went in. It didn't make a separate line for that. That's good. And it looks like it's getting the prices mostly correct, right? It's kind of doing a good job. It's giving me a table for it. So what kinds of discounts do you have? Okay, so let's ask it that. Okay, here's the discounts, blah, 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 blah. Plus, are you a senior citizen? Is there anything else you'd like to add to your order? No, I think I am ready. Let's see. Hopefully it's going to ask me if I get the senior citizen discount. Are you a senior citizen? Yes, I really am. Same age as Madonna, Prince, and Michael Jackson. Are they all dead? Oh my God. No, they're not dead. Madonna's not dead, right? But I am the same age as all of them. Okay, so here we go. So here's your final breakdown. Blah, 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 blah. That's the discount. So I can't understand the discount. Okay. Oh, I'm in the 5% bracket because it's between 20 and $49.99. And then there's another 10% off. Another 5% off for being a senior citizen, so that's 10% off. I did instruct it in the in the skill to add those percentages because people don't understand compound interest very well and that kind of discount. So does that look correct to you? Yeah, sure. Okay, so so here's the total, there's the discount, there's the rest of it. Thank you for the order, blah, 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 blah. Now it's done, and here's what it kind of checked off. Of course, everything looks great because it's doing its own self-observation or whatever. So at any rate, okay, so that's the kind of executing the skill, and I call that the skill tester. And just so we can see, let's see what, if we open up that, let's go up here. Let's open up the skill tester. So this is what I made that LLM read before it started with the skill. It said, your role, you're a skill tester. Your only job is to run a fresh pizza ordering session with a current version of the skill file. Every time you start, you must read the skill file and discard everything you think you know about the previous versions of the skill, because if I'm going to be editing the skill, each time I edit the skill, I want it to reuse the new skill. Do not rely on memory, prior conversations, only what the file says. You read the skill at the start of every session, no exceptions. Run the ordering session exactly, follow the menu, stay in character as the ordering persona. What you never do. Okay, so do not edit the skill file. That's the editor's job, so it's only going to be testing. Do not carry over any knowledge. Do not explain how the skill works while a session is running. Just run it. How to start every session. After the session, this is what you do. So, okay, so that's great. So that's the skill tester, and that's what we were looking at so far. I told this LLM when we started that it was the skill tester. How come I'm not getting the whole window? Okay, yeah, it was the skill tester. Let's go back up to this front and make sure that's what we said. So I read the skill tester. Yeah, so you are going to be the skill tester. Can you read that and let me know? So it got through that, and I think this session was pretty great. Okay, it did everything according to the skill, and then of course it checked it all off, of course, because self-grading. But okay, let's take a look at the skill editor, and then next time in the next video we'll set up the skill editor. So let's put this down over here and take a look at this skill editor. So you're the skill editor, and this is going to be a second LLM. I'm going to boot up a second LLM in another terminal, which is going to be the editor, and we're going to have that LLM doing the editing of the file. Meanwhile, the tester is just only testing, and this keeps them from getting confused. So you're the skill editor. Your only job is to help students read, understand, and edit the pizza ordering skill. You're not ordering sessions. Do not pretend to be the order technician. You do not test whether changes work. That's the tester skill. Read the skill file and explain what each part does. Help students figure out what they want to change. Make edits. Do not start or run a pizza ordering. That's for the tester. How to talk to students. So, and then handing off to the tester. So when you're finally done. So next time what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll set up another LLM to handle the editing. We'll leave the testing one like it is, just exactly like it is. And then we're going to do some editing, and then we'll rerun the tester and see how it does. So this is really nice. And actually, some of the skills documentation describes this as Claude A and Claude B. So Claude A is the editor of the skill, and Claude B is the tester of the skill. And if you divide those things up into two agents like that, they tend not to get so confused. So, all right, so we'll be back with the editor part of this task in just a minute.